Hey guys, it's Kayleigh, your fearless Sunday on the Enchanted Swifties. That was a really weird accent that I just did there. Okay, anyway, it is week 48, I'm pretty sure. It's 48. The theme this week is, red, I don't know what it's called. It's like red stories, and you have to create you have to write a story using all the song titles from Red, which is kind of the exact same thing I did for my challenge last week. So, yeah. The challenge, which is Red single covers, and we have to try and create a single cover for 3 songs from Red. So, yeah. I knew you were trouble, I screamed at my friend Abby. This is the last time I'm listening to one of your brilliant plans. Maybe we should turn around. Abby was stupid and idiotic, and decided it would be fun to hike up the treacherous mountain. No, stay, 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 she pleaded. Besides, look at the starlight. It's beautiful. She craned her head upwards to gaze into the endless sky. It was pretty, she was right about that, but I wasn't really in a state of grace. My hair was filled with knots and mud, and my face was covered in dirt and scratches. We'd been hiking for 22 hours straight, and I knew all too well that Abby's plans could get pretty crazy. All of a sudden, I heard someone step on a twig, making a cracking noise. I whipped around and saw a flash of red in the corner of my eye. Then I heard the loudest shout I'd ever experienced. It said, "We are never ever getting back together! Like ever!" I almost do think I peed my pants. It was so scary. "What was that?" I shouted to Abby in a panicked voice. She shook her head, unknowing. Right then, I wanted to be a girl at home. We should never have gone on this hike. We both started to run for our lives until I crashed into someone. I looked up, expecting the worst, until I saw the person standing before me. She had blonde hair and bangs, along with blue eyes, and she was Okay, the awkward moment when you can't read your own handwriting. She was sporting a red dress and cat shoes. That was the moment I knew this was no murderer. This was no crazy psychopath cannibal. Because the person standing in front of me was none other than Taylor Swift. I stared in pure awe. This could not be real. But it was, and Abby was still running. "Abby, come back! Be here!" She turned around, saw Taylor, and fainted. Taylor gasped and hurried over to Abby. "Is she okay?" she asked. I still couldn't speak, and there was no time to worry about my unconscious best friend. I had just met Taylor freaking Swift. Everything had changed. I was the lucky one. "Don't worry about her, Taylor. I love you. Can I please have a hug?" She smiled and wrapped her arms around me. She smelled like Wonderstruck. We soon forgot about Abby and began talking about everything. After I finished telling her how much I loved her, I told her about the collab I was in on YouTube, The Enchanted Swifties. She seemed really interested. "I'd love to meet all of you. I'll talk to Ellen and see what I can arrange." My heart practically stopped beating. I couldn't believe this was real. I finally built up the courage to ask her why she'd been screaming about a breakup. She sighed and said, "Well, my boyfriend was a jerk face. He was annoying, and I just wanted to have Meredith rip his face off every second of the day." It was really quite sad, beautiful, and tragic. I nodded, knowing what she meant. There were a few people I'd like to sick Meredith on as well. After a brief silence, Taylor stood up and said, "Well, I better be going. It was so great meeting you. I'll see you on Ellen." I smiled and nodded vigorously, but was interrupted when Abby sat up rubbing her head. When she opened her eyes and saw Taylor, she just screamed and fainted again. I watched Taylor walk away. Right there where we stood was holy ground, and I knew Right there where we stood was holy ground, and I knew I would let the hike begin again over and over if it meant I could meet her one last time. Yay, Kayleigh's so great! And Abby, I'm sorry that I made you unconscious and not get to meet her, but yeah. She's a real person, by the way, Abby. Okay, so yeah, I hope you liked my theme, and here is my challenge. So yeah, I hope you like it.